Say that all of us officially turned around, guys. We're back, baby. We're fucking back. We're back. We are back. We are back. Thank you, the hungover. All right. Man, it does feel good to be back, everybody. It feels good. Welcome back to On the Sideline, not on site, Courtside podcast. Sorry, I've been on football watch these past couple months. The Courtside podcast, everybody. Season number 3, episode number 7. I know it's been a long time since I last recorded a Courtside podcast, everybody. I've been super busy, caught with football here and a bunch of other extracurriculars. So I am back now for the playoffs. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe, and staying warm out there. In this week's episode, as you can see by the title and thumbnail of this video, we're back. All right, we're going to be recapping the two games that were played last night on ESPN, the Magic and the Celtics and the Spurs and the Nuggets. We're also going to be discussing about the Bucks letting go of Doc Rivers and what it means for the Bucks, and give you why I think every team can and cannot win the title and more. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Please get a like, subscribe, turn that post notification bell, and comment down below who you think is going to win the title and who's your dark horse, either out of the East or the West. So moving on to our first game, we're going to start out with the first game of the season of the two, and that's the Knicks, not the. Damn it, I clicked on the Kings and the Celtics. Sorry, you guys. As I said, I'm getting used to some of these, all right? So we're going to start with the Knicks and the Celtics because obviously this was the first game on TV tonight, last few nights ago. So obviously the biggest takeaway was that Paolo Banchero was okay in this game. He actually had a triple-double in this game. He had 23 points. Franz Wagner had 20 points. Jalen Suggs also had 23 points. Their bench was led by Anthony Black, but obviously it just wasn't enough for the for the Magic. As for the Celtics, I mean, Luke Garza was amazing. He had 27 points. Ron Harper was Jr. was amazing. He had 27 points. Baylor Scheierman had 30 points, and their bench was led by John Tonje with 13 points. Moving on to our next game, we got the Spurs and the Nuggets. And obviously, this game did not feel close to me if you look at it. I mean, no, Jokic was balling out. He had 23 points. He did play 18 minutes though, which is kind of strange. Bruce Brown had 14 points. Julian Strawther had 25 points, and it was their bench who actually played really well. David Roddy had 15 points. Jonas Valanciunas had 16 points. Jalen Pickett had 11 points, and Curtis Jones had 13 points. As for the Spurs, I mean, De'Aaron Fox was solid in this game. He had 24 points. Devin Vassell had 19 points. Stephon Castle had 10 points, and their bench was actually led by Harrison Barnes with 12, Keldon Johnson with 18 points, and Carter Bryant with 13 points. So what are you guys' thoughts on those two games? Let me know in the comment section below. So now we're going to briefly talk about the Bucks letting go of Doc Rivers. And I'm just gonna give you my 2 cents of it. Okay, I'm gonna give you my 2 cents of it because I don't want to like talk about this even more because whenever I talk about the Bucks, especially this season, and I'm sorry for saying this, it just pisses me off to the max. It pisses me off. Okay, so all I gotta say is that they shouldn't have hired him in the first place. And if I'm honest, I think it's time to request a trade. And I'm not even joking when I say this. If he does not request a trade this summer, I am actually gonna flip out. I'm not even joking. I'm actually sick of all the Giannis talks here and there. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. Okay, so that's all I gotta say. You know, moving on to our next segment, we're gonna be discussing why this team can win a title or what a title will mean for this team. So basically, what this tier list basically means, because I feel like I haven't explained this much in a lot of my videos, but basically, this tier basically means what would it mean like if they won their first title, or if they're a team that was bad, that was in rebuild for a long time, and they're finally winning the title. What would it mean for that team? All right, I'll try to explain as we go, but let's start with the Magic. I think the Magic. What will the title mean for the Magic? That they're not a competent franchise. They're a good franchise. Okay. Obviously, this team went all in this year on getting Desmond Bane. I believe they traded like 5 first round picks, which is insane. But at the same time, They it just shows that they're back, I guess. The Nuggets. I would say why I think this team is because they have most of their like players that they won the title with back in 23 back with them. Obviously, they don't have like Michael Porter Jr., Contavious Caldwell Pope. They have decent guys, but I think this team still has like they still have Nikola Jokic, they still have Jamal Murray, they still got Aaron Gordon. Like they still some of their personnel back. The Detroit Pistons. Well, it shows that they're not like the Magic. They're not like a glamorous franchise anymore. Like this team hasn't won a playoff series in 15 years. 15 years, everybody. That's how long it's been. The Hawks. They won the Trae Young trade, and it's not even close. All right. Like I feel like people when the news broke out that Trae Young got traded to the Wizards, everybody was like unsure of who actually won the trade, like long term. If the Hawks win the title this year, that was like stamped up. That would just prove the Hawks won and it's not close. The Wolves. I think this team can win the title because I've seen this team like grind it out. They are hungry. All right. Anthony Edwards, I think, is hungry. Jaden McDaniels is obviously hungry. They have the roster to do it, but I just worry that they don't have a lot of guys that they can like say that can scare you other than Ant Edwards. The Knicks. I guess the way the like why I what a title will mean for the Knicks is it will end all the suffering for Knicks fans. It would. For context, the Knicks haven't won a title in 60 years, I believe. 60 years or something. A title like this will mean all the pain goes away. The Cavs. I think for the Cavs, they have the easiest path. Out of all the teams in these, they have the easiest path to get to the NBA Finals. All right, they have to go through the Raptors, then they gotta go through the Pistons, and they won't have to face either Boston or New York until maybe in like the conference finals. So I think they have the easiest path. The Miami Heat. I'm actually gonna put the Heat and the Clippers on here as well. Clippers and maybe yeah, I'll throw in the Sixers as well. I would say for these three teams in particular, what a tie will mean. This would be their coach's greatest coaching run ever. Like Eric Spoelstra, obviously, even though he won a title, this could be his best coaching run he's had in a long time. The Clippers, I mean, what can you say about Ty Lue? All right, he already won a chip with the Cavs. All right, but to do it with this Clippers team, would be amazing. The Sixers, Nick Nurse, I know he did it with the Raptors back in 2019, but still, it would be remarkable. The Warriors. I think the only way I can see this team winning is if they grind it out against like a Golden State or San Antonio. Because I feel like if I'm Golden State, I want to draw San Antonio in the first round. Because I feel like Golden State knows how to play with San Antonio. They know how to play against San Antonio. I know size is a factor, but I think they can exploit San Antonio. And plus, they've done it before against, all right. The Raptors and the Spurs, two teams that used to be very good back in the day, are now in the playoffs. I would say for both of them, they would show that they're back. They are back, you guys. Like what I said in the Hungover, they're back. All right, obviously the Spurs with Wemby, it would just show how great of a player he is, even better. It would just be remarkable. All right, the Rockets. I would say a title for the Rockets would show that they're back and that KD might be a top 10 player all time, but we'll see. OKC, rewriting history. They would become the first team since 2018 to go back to back. 2018 or 2017, I can't remember. They would be the first team to go back to back, which has not been done in today's modern era. I would say the Blazers and the Hornets. Obviously, for the Blazers, it would mean a lot because it would show that Dame made the right choice. Because if you guys don't know, Dame is still on this team. Got like this, like came back to Portland. You know, and it would just show that for the Hornets, like they're not like a dark franchise. The Lakers. The only way I can see this team winning the title is if Luka plays game one, which is heavily unlikely as I'm recording this video right now. But as the saying goes, anything's possible. The Suns, obviously, I think the Suns, what a tie will mean for Phoenix is that, like I forgot which team it was, the Knicks and the Cavs in this aspect of they can still recover from the 2021 finals run. And finally, the Celtics, I just think this team is just like like seeping through the crowds. All right, it's like a walking giant that no one wants to mess with. All right, so what are you guys' thoughts on why this team can win the title? Let me know what you agree or disagree with as we move on. All right, moving on to our next segment. We're going to go a little bit dark, unfortunately. I'm sorry. We're going to go dark and explain why this team cannot win the title. Now, keep in mind, some of my answers might be redundant, so just bear with me. So let's start with the Blazers. Why I don't think this team can win the title. I just don't like this team does not have a number one star on their team. I'm sorry for saying that. They don't have a number one star on their team. Yes, they have Denny. I know that Blazers fans, my Blazers brothers and sisters, but I just don't think Denny is enough to carry this team to the NBA Finals. OKC history that no defending champ has gone past the second round since 2018 it was, I think, or like 2020. I can't remember. Like basically the defending champs has lot have haven't won a title, haven't gone back to back in like 5 years. The Rockets. I feel like the Rockets, they just have so many issues on their team. Their fourth quarter play is absolutely atrocious. And I don't think outside of KD, if like KD is shut down, they don't have another guy that can give them a bucket at this point. The Lakers. Injuries. All right, injuries with this team. If Luka and Austin were healthy, I would say they were fully healthy. I would say they are, but not right now. The Nuggets. The Nuggets, why I don't think the Nuggets can win the whole title is that they're going to be so heavily reliant on Nikola Jokic, and he is a phenomenal player. I'm going to say that right. He's a phenomenal player, but we've seen in the past Jokic get gassed, and his teammates have not delivered. The Clippers. I mean, it's just I'm just worried that like can this. I don't know what to say for the Clippers just because like there's been a lot going on with them off the court, so. I would say the only way this team can't win the whole thing is if something bad happens. I don't know. The Wolves. If they run into their bracket, they have the worst bracket out of any team in the playoffs right now. It is nuts. The Warriors being reliant on Steph. I'm sorry for saying that, but they're just relying on Steph way too much. The Suns, they don't have they're like the Blazers. They don't know how to keep a lead. I've seen the Suns played a lot of games this year. They don't know how to keep a lead. And it drives me nuts at times, you know. The Spurs, wait, I'm gonna put the Spurs, Hawks, Raptors, and Hornets in this tier, and the title is they're all way too young. That's all I gotta say. I would say for the Heat, they don't have a lot. They don't have a ton of firepower on their team, you know. The Cavs and the Knicks, obviously, they don't have like they always choke in the worst way possible. So, I would say that. Pistons, I forgot to put the Pistons. They're way too young and they haven't won a playoff series in 15 years, as well as the Magic. Sixers, I would say the Sixers just they didn't have enough time to build chemistry this year. And then finally the Celtics, obviously, I just think they have a lot of young guys that they're gonna have to play well in order for them to have a chance. So that's about it. All right, moving on to our next segment. We're gonna be doing our confidence meter for every single team. Now, I'm gonna try to do this rapid fire as fast as I can because I got a lot of work to do today. So if I say the same thing twice, it's because I'm in a rush. So here's the tier list we can have. They can win the whole damn thing. Then we have they can win all three rounds but fall short in June. They can win a series or two, but it ends there. Depends on who they match up with, and they can win a game or two, but they are first round exit. So let's start with the Hawks. They can win a game or two, but they're a first round exit. I think this team might be the most annoying team come playoff time just because they were red hot towards the end of the season. But I just don't think they have enough to win a 7 game series. The Celtics, they can win the whole damn thing. All right, I truly believe this team can win the title this year. Again, I'm going to reveal my NBA final bracket this Friday night. Hopefully, I could get it by Friday night. But yeah, though that is my prediction. The Hornets. Depends on who they match up with because I feel like if they match up with the Pistons, I think they could win a 7 game series. I think they can. The Cavs. They could win a series or two, but it ends there. I don't think this team is that good. All right. I understand like they have guys like Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, Donovan Mitchell's been balling out, James Harden has been solid. They can win a series or two. Nuggets. They can win the whole damn thing. All right. Enough said. Pistons. They could. It depends on who they match up with. All right, that's the key. Who they match up with. Because if they get like a Miami or an Orlando, I can see them winning that series. But yeah, OKC. I mean, not OKC, Golden State. I can legit if Steph plays well and the other role players step up, they can win a series or two. But it ends there. I'm sorry for saying that. I don't think they could do it. The Rockets. They can win all 3 rounds, but fall short in June. I just think if Fred VanVleet comes back by June, I think they have a chance, but I just don't see that. The Clippers. Depends on who they match up with. There's a lot of teams that they match up well with, but there's a lot of teams that they don't match up well with. So that's another thing. The Lakers. If they were healthy, I would say they could win a series or two, but it ends there. But I only if they're but right now as it stands, there's no Luka and there's no Austin Reeves. They can win a game or two, but they're a first round exit. Next up, we got the Miami Heat. I guess it depends on who they match up with in the playoffs. That's the only way I could see that happening. T Wolves. They could win a series or two, but it ends there. That's all I gotta say. The Knicks. They can win all 3 rounds, but fall short in June. That's how I'm gonna label it as. The OKC Thunder. They can win the whole damn thing. I really do think they can win the whole damn thing. As much as I hate this team to the max, they can win the whole damn thing. The Magic. They're a first round exit. All right. I don't think this team's that good. You know, Philly. Depends on who they match up with. I think this team, if they get the right matchup, they get Detroit. I think they could beat Detroit in a 7 game series. Phoenix. Depends on who they match up with because I feel like this team can win a series or two, but they have to play well, I think, in order for that time. Blazers, first round exit. I'm sorry. They can win a series, they could win a game or two, but they're a first round exit. San Antonio. Depends on who they match. They could win a series or two, but it ends there. And Raptors, they're a first round exit. So those are my tier lists. Let me know what your thoughts about it. We're now going to move on to our next segment. We're going to do our picks for the playing games. We're going to start out with the Heat and the Hornets. I'm going to take the Hornets. They've been the hottest team all year. Trailblazers, Suns. I'm going to take the Trailblazers. And then in the other ones, we have who was it? The Magic and the Sixers. I'm going to take the Sixers in this one, and the Warriors and the Clippers. I will take the Warriors. So those are my picks for the playing games. Let me know in the comment section below what you agree with and what you disagree with. I hope you guys enjoy this video because I kind of enjoy making it. I miss you guys so much. If you did, please get a like, subscribe, turn that post notification bell. Remind, just a reminder, Friday I'm gonna drop another video of my first round and maybe my NBA bracket. And I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.